further ado, I'd like to introduce DRHINO. DRHINO, welcome to Critique Corner.
Well, it's Dr. Hino first.
Oh, Dr. Hino. Okay.
Or DRHINO, whichever one. Whatever my name is.
Yeah.
Right. He's always refused to come down strongly on any particular name.
I love when people I'd say, look, go with it,
Yeah.
I know what you mean at the end of the
day. Yeah. And good to see you, Ninja.
Hey, Ninja.
Hello, Ninja.
Yeah. So, Dr. Hino, or DRHINO, or however he likes to call himself, he is here because he's got a new book that is coming out soon, and we're going to be talking that over with him. So yeah. Do we have any stuff we'd like to show off here? Let me.
Well, Daniel, would you like to? We could show off the trailer that he had set up.
Yes, let's do that. All right, let me get that up here.
Give him some more time to think of answers to the questions we submitted to him at the last minute.
Yes. All right, let me share my screen here. Okay. All right, let me. All right. Go wide there, and then okay, audio is shared. Okay. Can everybody hear that? Okay.
Yep.
I hear it.
Very abnormal duo with the extra arms and everything.
Yeah, I love Sandy.
Look, if I had abs like that, I wouldn't wear a shirt either. So.
All right, very cool.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, working with different creative minds. Minds and all that, dude. I totally underestimated how long it would take me. It's been 4 years, really, if you guys can believe that.
Wow.
Like a whole game development cycle, I guess.
Yeah.
At least a double A development cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad. I'm very happy that it's finally out, and that I don't seem like I'm just peddling some lie. Like, oh, it's coming out, guys. It's coming out like George R. R. Martin. Yeah, he's up. 10 years later, still coming out, guys.
Yeah.
God.
I heard something kind of hilarious recently. Somebody's suggestion was, well, they should have just gotten some anime writers and to help them with the filler arc. You just have a beach episode you have a teleportation portal that breaks at the end of the episode so that you can explain why the characters all got together, and then you just put them back where they started, and you got a season.
Yeah, there you go.
Write that down.
Power to that crap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at, this is the front cover of the book. My boy Nefarious Watcher, shout out to him, made this, and honestly, I love how we went with the direction of the tarot card because I wanted a specific theme with the book covers. Well, the front covers, of each book, and I was like, well, I wouldn't mind making it a tarot theme because, let's be honest, some of those illustrations go pretty hard, especially with different interpretations, as long as they follow the specific trait or characteristic of what that card is represents.
Right.
So I was inspired by the Hanged Man tarot card, and so I'm sorry with with that, and also just the classic. Geez, I'm not good with my card games here, but with how with they have like those the different I say like opposite sides looking at each other or like staring different directions, like the king or the queen. They like that. So I
Right,
like
like right, yeah,
yeah, that's why I like.
like a take on
That's where I
playing
got it
cards.
from too.
Yeah, yeah, playing. Yeah, like DB was saying, playing cards. Yeah,
Playing cards. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
so it's all right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I was like, that would be pretty nice. Just have that sort of contrast there and get you all interested and then start asking questions like, oh, who is this guy and who is that guy and yada yada yada.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Right, it definitely implies sort of yin yang thing with the two of them there. A
Yeah.
lot of duality here because it's divided across the middle, but you also have the different colored wings, which could be symbolic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time for the interrogation.
Oh
Yes.
boy, here we go.
All right, you pretend we're the publisher. Give us the elevator pitch. What is this book about?
When dealing with a family that are divine, especially with the godlings, Ragnarokkr Strings, the patriarchal god, is tasked with raising his 6 children and also understanding how to be a better father. He tries different ways of getting them integrated with mortal life, and it becomes a journey in itself because it's like a coming of age story with the main focus being his children. So it's not really a dilemma or anything, but there are um, there are a few certain, let's just say, pressures or instances where something happens and he has to discipline his kids because again these are godlings, they're not just regular uh, mortals or beings or anything like that. They have responsibilities that they
Yeah.
need to adhere to when they're older.
Okay, so it's a bit of a family drama with gods.
Yeah, it is. There's so much going on with that first section of the book, and it's nothing to be complicated. It's fairly simple to follow. Each, I'm sorry. Um, there are few chapters where each one focuses on a pair, really,
Mhm.
and just to get people, well, get readers acclimated to these characters instead of just throwing them all in at one point in time. You're like, okay, this character does that, this character does this, um, this what happens, and that's what. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to make reading a chore for the reader. So it's better to divide and conquer, as they say, and just make sure that the bases are covered in a simplistic way, and then build up to uh, what the rising action, the tension, and all that.
Right. Yeah.
It's okay. So, yeah, I was noticing that you had each of the six kids were kind of divided up into three pairs. So that makes sense because that makes them more digestible.
Yeah, especially with the the little titles like the absolute duo, the abnormal duo, the incompatible halves. Just easy things to like little seeds to plant into the reader's mind. Like, okay, I know who these two are from this pair. Oh, and it seems like we got a comment. Okay, nice.
Oh no, I posted the link to the book in the chat. So
Okay, I see.
Now, is he their father by blood? Because it kind of sounded like you said that he was tasked with raising them, or is it more
No,
adoptive than that?
no, those are his children, all
Okay.
biological.
same mother.
3 different mothers.
I
Oh,
had a feeling it's like, is each pair from a different mother?
Yes.
okay.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I don't like not like a messy divorce or anything like that. And just it's just a certain circumstance that brought them together, and they did the best that they can before let's just say something happened in the prologue of the first chapter. I mean,
Yeah.
the prologue of the first book.
Now, is that something that happened? This shirtless guy.
Well, you can speculate. You can
It
speculate.
seems likely.
You would
It
think
seems likely
so.
that.
You would think so. You can speculate all you want, but uh, the answer might surprise you whenever you get to the revelation later in the book.
Okay.
All right.
Like
Now,
when you go back to Ragnarokkr, he may look evil just because how he is, but that's a very caring father. That's a very kind deity.
Okay.
I mean, I'd assume that he kind of actually makes me think of a character like Venom or Kaiju number 8, where they have kind of a monstrous appearance, but looks are deceiving.
Yeah, yeah. That's if I ever get to the explanation of how that came to be, uh, it's kind of doesn't involve a bald guy, a bald bad guy.
No, we've seen the bad guy. He has a luscious set of hair here.
Yes.
All right. So, second question. Now we kind of have the basic idea of the story down.
Yep.
Who would you say that this book is for? What's your target audience?
My target audience is for mature readers, anyone um, starting at the age of 18 on up. If you love dark fantasy, especially mature dark fantasy, and you know things like Berserk or Elfen Lied, stuff like that, you know what's up. It tends to start off fair in a slow burn, but when things get going, it punches heavy.
Mm,
So that's my
nice.
audience right there.
All right.
Okay, so kiddies need to play.
Yes.
No, absolutely not. I'm pretty scared too with some. I'm very scared about some people trying to bring that around kids. I'm like no,
Please don't.
I don't want this book being in a library.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Where did you get this idea? And what were your influences?
This idea, oh my gosh, this idea began 10, 10, 11 years ago, and it was just it was influenced by Final Fantasy VI and just Final Fantasy music in general. I love the music, or I should say, I love the soundtrack of Final Fantasy VI because I like to listen to music that don't really involve a lot of lyrics, just instrumental, and there's a mood to it. And when there's a mood, there's this concept of like this character I could think of, and it happens fairly quickly in my opinion for me really. And when you just resonate with that one song or a couple of songs, you're like, okay, this actually, I can start building something off of this. Really, well, again, that's me. That's how I
Yeah.
operate. Maybe some people need those lyrics, but for me, it's just instrumentals. Hell, I even say classical. If you want to get to Mozart, Bach, um, was it? Is it Wolf?
Um,
You mean Wolfgang Beethoven
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Beethoven?
yeah.
All right.
Beethoven. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
uh,
trying to think of that last one.
so kind of the feel of a really good, intense classical song.
Yes, I mean I'll even do like the the people, well, the modern age classical stuff too. Some of that stuff is good, but at the heart of it, Final Fantasy. Don't know why. I can't even explain to y'all. It's just look. I like it. It's fantasy, and you can do a lot of things in fantasy. Why not make it fun?
Yeah.
The villain in particular, I could see being drawn in that. You know how the Final Fantasy covers classically would be like the white painterly drawings. all like by the one guy.
Oh yeah,
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 absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see these characters being done in that.
yeah.
yeah. That's yeah. I think yeah, you unlocked something to me right there because I do remember being specific about certain design choices. I'm not saying like I micromanage my artists to do that, but just like, oh, hang on, let's like I like to give them a lot of freedom, but when there's a structure to follow, they usually they usually are perfect with. And I'm glad I'm able to not encounter any problems with that because the people, I'm sorry, the artists that I picked, we've established a good relationship like way before I started doing this book, so they know how I operate and work, and it just everything just flows, man.
Yep, I get you.
Yeah.
I've got some artists that I've worked with enough times that they kind of know the questions to ask, and I know what they need. Like some artists want something spelled out, some artists want just to be able to do their own thing with it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely get that too. I mean, I've had that with Bogdan.
yeah. Bogdan's the OG,
Oh
definitely an
yeah.
OG.
Yeah.
Next question: what was your favorite part of writing it?
Do you want to talk about characters or chapter wise?
Uh, I mean, like, what part of the writing process, and it could be either a particular chapter or a particular character that you enjoyed the most.
Man, character, it's hard to tell. I love every single one of them, even the ones that are minor that don't have a lot of screen time. I love them because they do play uh, importance to everything that comes around. It's like the hero's journey almost, but skewed, and it makes a lot of sense when you get to the end game of it. But for chapter wise, chapter 15, there's something magical about that chapter. I loved it ever since I started writing that chapter. You're talking about babes in the forest, and that's not really a spoiler because
Mhm.
I talked about it numerous times in that book. But you got babes in the forest, and there's this problem that requires certain characters to go there, and let's just say the problem kind of escalates to a degree that they didn't think would ever be fathomable, and it makes you, and I hope it makes the reader like wonder, like, man, what what the hell happened, you know?
So that's the moment when the shoe drops.
Oh, dude, chapter 15. If it's not that chapter, I don't know what it is to make
Mm,
you go, holy s. We got a real threat here.
mm. All right.
All right. What was your least favorite part of writing it? And you are
The
allowed to
editing,
say things like editing. Yeah,
the
the bane of
editing,
yeah.
freaking editing. Me
Yeah.
literally rereading that 4 freaking times, making sure that I, in great detail, have put things down that makes sense, or just that doesn't need to be there, and it's just out, or just renaming a couple things because I found I got a better name for him, or just naming events. I mean, God, man, editing. We're talking about a book. If you get it in print, 590 pages. If you get it in Kindle or digital, I mean 612 or 21, I think. Either way, it's that's a long freaking book, man. I love it, but
Yeah.
man, with that editing, I hate it.
So sometimes it's like giving birth. It's like you love the end point, but a lot of misery once it gets started.
There's only a couple times. Well, not a couple. There are a lot of times where I'm like, oh god, yeah, I remember this part. I love it, and then just this again.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we both know what you mean there.
Yep. It'd be great if it was perfect the first time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I try. I thought I was doing a great job. I'll be
It
honest.
never
Okay,
happens. It
yeah,
never happens.
oh,
Yeah.
I remember. Well, the little things that I showed you guys on Twitter, the little samples, they weren't actually like they were actually double spaced originally, like a script almost. And I thought I was gonna go that route, but then I was like, no, this is stupid. It takes way too many. It's way too many pages, and plus, things are just not good. Again, Neff or Nefarious Watcher helped me with that, and so I manually, God, man, I manually went through all that, restructured it, reformatted it, found some very infuriating just circumstances with doing the reformatting, finding paragraphs that they're not really paragraphs, or indents that shouldn't even be there. And it's like, come on, man. I was like, this can't be that bad. And then no, it's real bad, dude. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
you gotta clean it up again and again and again.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And then, what is something that you wish you could tell your past self about going through this process?
You should have written it earlier. You should have written it earlier. Um, don't hesitate. It wasn't. Don't hesitate. Just write it. Once you get past that 20+ mark page, you're good to go.
Yeah.
It is funny how, like, once it's a certain length, it has more momentum and it's easier to add words to it.
Yeah, I when I began writing it, I wasn't thinking of it becoming a book until I made it to that specific page, and I'm like, I could turn this into a book. And
Yep.
this is during the height of COVID, and I just plugged away so many pages within a day, like almost every day, except for the time I maybe got sick. I wasn't sick with COVID. I just more like a seasonal flu or something, just something minor.
Yeah, a lot of creative projects really got started when a lot of people had some time to think to themselves.
Yeah, I mean that can make or break you. You get some people just get lost in their thoughts. Some just are so preoccupied they don't do anything, and then the ones that are just like, man, I gotta do something about this. So they do,
Gotta
and
hustle. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
it's funny in a way, like how something like that happened. There's different results. It really makes me think. It makes me think in perspective. Like, dude, just one little change here and there. I probably wouldn't have made this book
Mm.
if that never happened.
Yeah, it is just funny how the right thing in your ear at the right moment can just totally change your lifestyle,
Yeah,
path of your life.
yeah. I mean, hell, I'm I met y'all. I met a lot of other creative individuals. I pushed my, went down the route of going through YouTube, Twitter, seeing what that's like, experiencing it, actually getting out of my comfort zone, and just like, okay, uh, what do I do now? And then I start planning. Uh, I'm kind of tongue tied here because I mean, I'm just thinking of everything that happened literally in the past 4 years, and I'm just like, man, that time really went by. It,
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you had a lot of other living to do besides the writing. If you could just write yourself, or if you could just lock yourself in a closet for a few weeks, I do think that to myself occasionally. Like, if I could just lock myself like down for a few weeks, and not have to go to work or deal with people, I'd get so much done. But on the other
yeah,
hand, I'd also probably go insane. So it's
yeah. We are social creatures, as they say.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you for dealing with our interrogation.
Yes.
That's it. We were asking the hard questions. Where were you at this time? Uh, uh. Gosh. But if you guys want me to talk about the characters, I know there's like plenty more. Um,
Hmm.
I wouldn't
Uh,
mind.
well, just for time, so quick
Yeah.
reminder to everybody: the title of the book, "Gods and Goddesses, Children of Ragnarokkr." Was it Ragnarokkr? Ragnarokkr?
However you want to pronounce it.
You and your ambivalent pronunciation.
I say Ragnarok or Ragnarok here. Some people say Ragnarok here. Some people say Ragnarok.
Uh,
Either way, either way. But no, seriously. I just say Ragnarok here,
Ragnar,
Okay.
or just to make it easier for people, and simple and all that. And gosh, learning that KDP stuff,
Oh God.
the system and the Amazon. They finally reviewed the book passed, but I'm waiting. I'm in that 72-hour wait of it being having its own thing, its own page. I mean, and
Oh,
just
the print. Oh, for the print page. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. Well, I have the
there's.
digital pre-ordered, so
Oh, thank you. I hope it's to your liking because it's gonna be a journey, man. I promise.
yep. Well, we definitely want to support you.
yes,
Um,
definitely.
I I don't know what to say. I'm kind of tongue tied. I'm very happy.
well, that's okay.